Yes, sir.
Hello and good evening. This is Bulls and Red, our RB Leipzig podcast from Leipzig. My name is Mario. I'm the co-host, and I would like to say hello to my colleague and the brain of the podcast, Richard. Richard, how the devil are you tonight?
Hey, Mario, thank you. I'm still flashed and amazed and thrilled by the impressions I had Monday night. Not Sunday night, not the clash Germany versus Northern Ireland. No, I'm talking about the never getting old, eternal battle between Gibraltar and the Faroe Islands. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. This is a football highlight which you should not miss for nothing in this world. Why? Why
Definitely.
are you watching that?
Yeah, because I somehow have a strange gut connection to the Faroe Islands. I don't know where that come from.
Tell me more.
You know, I always keep my fingers crossed. Maybe it's about, or it's more, stable since this freaky moment I had when I attended the Euro. Was it a round of 16? Yeah, it was a round of 16. Austria versus Turkey. Last year, 2024, and I was in the stands, and I think 6 or 7 seats beneath me, there was a guy with a jacket, with a fan jacket, with the logo of the Faroe Islands Football Association, and I was like, okay, now I can go. I just
You've seen it all.
Getting all the way. I've seen it all. There's a knockout stage football match in my hometown, Euro 2024, between two foreign countries, and then there's another guy that's like it's like Waldo. Just doesn't. It didn't fit at all in that whole environment, man. But since then. I have this strange connection to the Faroe Islands, and so I did watch the match versus Gibraltar, and it was fun to watch because it was at best 4th tier football.
Okay.
The long ball was very cultivated in that manner, and chances came by accident, and so was the lonely goal, the game-winning goal for the Faroe Islands. But it was still entertaining. It was a whole different experience. Compared to we are used to see, Champions League matches or Bundesliga matches. It was, like Landespokal.
Takes you back to the good old times, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, you could go to Probstheide and watch Lok Leipzig playing in the Landespokal. Nah. It's not an alternative. No, thank you. Richard, exciting stuff. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
So, I must say, I was a bit underwhelmed by Germany's performance on Friday, of course, as we all were. And on, or was it Thursday? I don't know. And Sunday when they played Northern Ireland, I thought the Northern Irish fans were really good because they were chanting all the time. And most of the times you could only hear them, not the German fans. In regards to the match, well, David Raum was David Raum, and he played David Raum way, and he did David Raum things, and he's got an assist. Might have been a coincidence, but he's got an assist. And the beautiful player from Mainz 05 Almere, he scored that decisive second goal. But to be honest, I came away from the match feeling a bit like I feel about RB Leipzig at the moment. It does feel a tad mediocre, and you don't know what's going to happen in the future. And you also sent me a message the week before that you had watched a previously recorded match of Mainz 05 at Wolfsburg, or versus Wolfsburg, and you gave me the chills because you told me they're going to be doing crosses all the time. And if I think of our two players who are in defense with Baku and Raum, I don't really get the feeling in the sense that they really enjoy defending that heavily. So they're more on an offensive side. So let's talk about this a little bit later. And before we do that, let's wish one of our former head coaches a very happy birthday. Happy birthday, Marco. And many, many very happy returns, mate. All right, Richard. So, who we're going to face this Saturday?
Introducing our next opponent, their Gegnercheck.
Tiny people of Mainz.
Yeah, good evening. Well, Mainz 05 is going to be the opponent we're going to face Saturday afternoon, 3:30 p.m. And yeah, you mentioned it. I watched the match of Mainz 05 at Wolfsburg on match day number 2. And it was amazing how many crosses they shot into the penalty box. I counted them, and it was 35. But I did not count them, to be honest. I read it afterwards, but it was so it was just clear and obvious what the idea was. And every time I thought, okay, now there should be a lane up in the middle with Amiri creating something, and maybe he is good with an steep pass right into the path of Viper or whatever other player was in the way. He did not. But he just searched his way to pass the ball to the outside, so the cross could come from the goal line, or at least like in the space beneath the penalty area. That was impressive. And I looked up the numbers in total, what they are now. They're now at 77 crosses into the season 2025-26.
That is impressive.
It's amazing. It's at the top of the league by 4. And number 2 is Gladbach with 55.
Okay.
Yeah. And, to make this clear, if they should keep up that pace, it's not really that I expect that they will do. But if they should, they will end up with like 1,200 or something crosses per season, which is insane. They can play other style. They showed us in the last season, but as far as the season went now, the actual season, it was quite impressive. And we have to be aware, especially of their new guy. I don't know the number now, but it's Arnaud Nordin or Nordin. I don't know. I guess he's French, so Nordin is the correct pronunciation. And yeah, he joined Mainz in the winter, and he came on because I think of the injury of someone else. I'm not quite sure, but he was quite impressive because he was quick. He had nice ball handling, and was not afraid of going into challenges all the time. And it's going to be a bloody hell of a challenge for David Raum, and he won't be able to solve all the problems he's going to face on his own. He will need help, definitely, by who's on the left side. Usually it's Nusa or Baumgartner. They have to help him. So because it's just not stoppable all the time. Working on challenges on that side. And the same thing counts for Baku on the right hand side as well. So he will need help also, because there wasn't really a pattern in the Mainz offensive game. They did not prefer any side, so it was right side or left side. It was almost equal. So that's why I think Baku will be challenged as well that often. And one player I did not mention yet, but I think it's the brain and the heart of the Mainz 05 squad, and the pivotal point in this whole unit is Nadim Amiri. I like him. I like him as a footballer. I think he's a great football player. And when he's on the pitch, Mainz is a better team. So he played 30 matches in the Bundesliga last season, and 4 where he did not appear, 3 of them Mainz lost. So they lost at home versus Heidenheim, they lost at home versus Hoffenheim, away at Leverkusen, and did not score any goal in that 3 games. And the only win they took away was against Bochum in match week 16, when Nadim Amiri was not around. But I think, since it was Bochum, it was not really necessary to put your best player on the pitch to have a chance. And he will play. That concerns me,
okay,
really much. So that will, he will keep our defensive players busy all the time, no doubt about that. And don't let him too much open space. It's like the things you have to beware always, or if you don't lose the ball when trying to attack. So don't lose the ball into your forward movement, right? And if you do, you have to make sure that you're in Germany we would say Restverteidigung zone. What's in English? It's like emergency defense whatsoever. Has to be on point. So you have to be focused anytime that things might happen, and then go for it. So because if you don't, Mainz will score. Although they have some personnel issues. Hollerbach is out. He had an injury in the first match versus Cologne, so he was replaced by Nelson Viper. He was not convincing at all. So as the lonely striker, but he's only 20 years old. His time might come in the future. So Paul Niebel, left offensive midfield, is still out due to a red card suspension, and his replacement, the South Korean man Lee, I don't know what his prename is now out with an upper leg injury, I think. So we will likely see a very new player to the Mainz squad. It's a 22-year-old guy from Denmark. It's William Boving, who joined just from the 1st of September, and he was transferred from Sturm Graz. So every RBL supporter has some lovely memories of the late January clash against Sturm Graz.
It was international football. Come on, we're going to miss it.
Oh yeah. Even if you lose, it's still better than not playing international.
You were there.
I was there, yeah. And I watched Böving play. To be honest, he did not capture my eye at all.
Okay.
But now he's at Mainz, and he's young and he's talented, and I think we will see him play. And I'm curious how that will have some effect on the Mainz 05 match at all. And the last personnel issue they might face Saturday afternoon is their goalkeeper. It's Robin Zentner. I think arguably one of the, at least in the top half, if not top third Bundesliga keeper. And he had to stop his training on Wednesday afternoon, and do not know right now if he was on the pitch again today, so Thursday afternoon. So he might be replaced. And Robin Zentner is a huge factor for Mainz 05. Give the whole, defensive stability, even if the above average Bundesliga defense containing of Da Costa, usually Bell and Core, will let some strikers get through them. There's still Zentner, who's had so many great saves in the last season and also in the now started season. Well, I'm not sure that if Mainz have a proper replacement. So that could be quite an advantage if he's not at the pitch. So I have an idea of how to, and I would like to explain it to you in 1 or 2 sentences after the starting 11.
Liebe Fußballfans, wir kommen jetzt zu unserer heutigen Mannschaftsaufstellung.
Okay, Gulaschi, Raum, Orban, Lukeba, Baku, Schlager, Bansusi, Baumgartner, and Diomande, Romudu, and Nusa. I think Nusa is still superior to Bakayoko. So, and Mainz had a great match at Wolfsburg, but they have some certain patterns. So they're trying to press all the time, all over the pitch. And Wolfsburg did caught them a few times when playing fast through midfield. So recovering the ball and then don't tap onto the ball, but make it fast. And what's much more important than making fast, or even at least as important as making it fast, put the ball onto the other side of the pitch. So because the Mainz 05 squad is shifting the whole unit to one side so hard that usually you have much open space on the opposite side of the pitch. And that's the thing we have to exploit, and exploit it quickly, and then there will be chances. And I think individually with the ball handling and with some football IQ, our squad is better than the Mainz 05 squad, and that will lead to chances and finally lead to goals. And I think we will come away with a 2-1 win.
I'm not so optimistic. I think we're not going to lose, but get a point, snatch a point. It's going to be a 2-2 draw. And I'm just reminded of the match when Mainz played at Leipzig. I think RB Leipzig took the lead at the time, but that never shook Mainz. They knew they can recover. And from the middle of the first half, I remember, you could really tell they acted or played like a unit. And pretty much what you described, fast-paced football, a lot of variation, a lot of fun, to be honest, as well. A lot of variations, very, very good football. And you would know they would score eventually. And they only scored 2 at the time. They could have scored 3. I think they hit the crossbar as well, or the aluminium as well. And it was a joy to watch. And I'm not really sure at the moment if RB Leipzig, if our team is going to be as alert as they have to be in order to keep up with them and to create something themselves. But maybe through counterattacks, maybe through exploiting open space, that could be an option. Now, do you think we have the pace there? Okay, Nusa, if I think of Nusa, definitely. Diamante, definitely as well. Are they precise enough? We're missing Openda. Is that going to hurt us that we're missing Openda? Or is it even better?
Well, no, I'm not quite sure now. I don't think that this will be a match for Romelu.
Okay.
So, I'm not a biggest Romelu fan, as you know, but giving him some strengths, I don't think that he will able to show them in that match. Maybe we will see our newest edition, Mr. Harder, faster, harder, scooter, sooner than later. Yeah, because the more players you have on the pitch that are good ball handlers, good dribblers, the better against a squad like Mainz 05. And I think there's Harder the better striker compared to Romelu.
Okay, that'll be interesting. I mean, he just arrived and then he played for the under 21s for Denmark. I think he scored as well. So that'll be very interesting to see. To all the fans who are actually traveling out there, good luck and enjoy Mainz. Mainz is a cute city. It's quite nice, and especially the old part of the city. There's a lot you can do and lose yourself into. So hopefully, keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully it's going to be a good match. Hopefully we're going to come away at least with a point and not go under. And well, we'll find out next week. Thank you, Richard. Thank you for enlightening us. To everyone else, thank you for listening to us. This has been Bulls and Red, our RB Leipzig podcast from Leipzig. And if you like to follow us on our socials, please do so. And we would be delighted if you like the podcast, if you hit subscribe and listen to us again. We'll be back next week. Richard, thank you very much. And to everyone else, auf geht's, Leipziger Jungs.